Welcome to Calm Core. Today we'll combine breathwork and gentle deep core activation to improve posture, stability, and help your body feel more grounded. Let's get started. From a seated position, go ahead and rock all the way down onto your back, finding a nice comfortable spot, making sure your lower spine is pressed into the ground, so your neck is lengthened out. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. And from here, focusing on that breath, we're going to start doing our diaphragmatic breathing, focusing on expanding the ribs and belly as you inhale, and exhale slowly and gently, engaging the deep core. So that's what today is all about here, is using that breath to engage the core. You don't always have to do a ton of crunches to activate your core and to give it a good exercise. Breathing will help the core activation, the strengthening, the calming of your body. So continue to do this for a few more seconds. While you're doing this, go ahead and set an intention for today's workout. Take one last breath here. And then we're going to rock ourselves up and move into a 90-90 position. So this can either be on a chair, couch, wall, whatever works. You just need to make sure that your knees and hips are approximately at 90 degrees for this exercise. In this exercise, you're going to inhale through your nose and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel the ribs soften downward as the core gently engages and pulling that belly in towards the spine. Continue to repeat this. I like to place my hands on my tummy so I can really feel the rise and fall of the stomach, and so that I know that I'm really engaging that core and zipping that inward. And while you're in this position, just try to calm your mind and let any thought that comes up into your brain just float away and really just come back into the breath every time a thought comes in. Take a few more breaths here and then we'll move on to our next one. Take one last breath here. And then rolling yourself up into a seated position and then straightening yourself out, lying back down on your back without that couch or wall. And we're going to work on heel slides. For heel slides, exhale as the heel slides away across the floor and inhale, returning. You're going to keep the pelvis steady and the lower back neutral in this position and really almost over exaggerate that pull in or the exhale for your tummy, because that's where the core work is going to come in, is that breathing exercise there where you're using that core to expand and exhale all that air out. Keeping up this pace here for the heel slides just for a few more, and then we'll move into our marching exercise. Complete one more set of the heel sides. And when you're finished, bringing them both in. And from here, we're going to go ahead and do our marching exercise. So pulling one knee in and then pulling the other knee in as well. You're lifting one foot at a time, exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. Move slowly and intentionally. And again, you're over exaggerating in the core so that you're getting that nice deep core exercise without having to do those crunches. Keep going with these at your own pace for a few more reps. And then we're going to move on to our dead bug with arms only. Complete one more round. And then from here, just dropping both feet down to the ground, bringing your arms overhead. And you're going to go ahead and reach one arm down, bring it back to center, and then you're going to alternate that pattern. Maintain rib control here, so don't let your back arch up when you're bringing your arm downwards. Avoid flaring the ribs, breathe steadily, and make sure that you're exhaling as you're pulling your arm in and inhaling as you're dropping it back. So still using that core while you're doing this exercise. Continue at your own pace, and then we'll meet up for a dead bug. Complete one more round of these, and then we're going to go into that full dead bug, opposite arms and legs. So from here, go ahead and reach legs up overhead, arms overhead, and you're going to bring the same arm and same leg down at the same time. If you want extra work, lift the head off of the ground. And if you really need to rest your neck, you can do that, lying it back down on the floor. Especially if your neck's hurting today, you can go ahead and do that, but really just focus on that slow and controlled movement and quality over quantity here. So nice, slow, controlled movement is preferable. Continue for a few more, maintaining that contact with your low back to the floor. And then we're going to work on our glute bridges. Finish off with one last round. And then we're going to go ahead and work on those glute bridges, taking a moment here to rock out your neck if you need to. Getting in place for that glute bridge with breath. Inhale, prepare. Exhale. You'll go ahead and lift those hips. Inhale, hold, and then you're going to exhale, lower down. Focus on glute activation and deep core support. So maintaining that breath while you're doing this glute bridge. So like I said, exhale, lifting, inhale, holding, and then exhale, lowering back down. Continue with these slow, controlled hip bridges with breath at your own pace. And then after a few more, next up is going to be our bear hover with breathing. Continue with a couple more reps here. When you drop down, you're going to go ahead and roll yourself over and onto your hands and knees. We're working on our bear hover with breathing here. So you want to be in an all fours position, your shoulders over your hands, your hips over the knees. Hover your knees 1 to 2 inches from the floor, taking slow, deep breaths. Maintain a long spine here. Make sure that your neck is in line. Try not to look up or to the sides while you're doing this. If you need to come down at any point, go ahead and do so, and then try to pop right back up into this pose, holding for just a few more. Go ahead and lower yourself down into a nice long child's pose. Reach your arms forward. Breathe into the sides and back of the ribs. Allow tension to soften here. Make sure when you're breathing in to the sides and back of the ribs, think of a lateral rib breath. Really just surrender to this pose here and that breath, focusing only on that and trying not to have too many thoughts come up while you're doing this work. Holding here for just a few more breaths. Take one last deep breath. And coming out of that pose, rocking yourself all the way back over and onto your back. We're going to do core compressions, supine, single leg raise. From here, lifting your arms overhead and then bringing them down onto your thighs. Press hands firmly into one thigh here. Maintain pressure as the opposite leg slowly lifts and lowers. And when you come up, try and really crunch that core together. Your head is lifted in this pose. And continue that leg lift and lower. Breathe throughout. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides here soon. Complete one more here. Releasing that, we have to go to the other side. So arms will come overhead. You're going to press your hands into your thighs, and then you're going to bring that leg up, squeezing the core and lowering that back down. Breathing throughout, and focus on stability, not necessarily speed in this pose. Do a few more, and then we'll continue on with our final resting pose. Complete one last one, bringing your legs down here. Your hands can just rest on your sides. And just focus on your breath again, releasing that tension, taking a few slow breaths. Notice how your core, posture, and nervous system feel. Thank yourself for taking time to move, breathe, and reconnect with your body today. And from here, slowly press yourself up into a seated position, rising hands overhead. One last time here. And thank you so much for joining me today.